All right, I think we're good to go. I don't know. Horrible internet issues here tonight. Looks like we're about to go green, though, so we'll do the best that we can. Appreciate them holding on for as long as they could, but we're here for a race in the playoffs at Talladega. What a great place to be having a race, and I apologize again. I don't know what's going on. We're trying to resolve it, but just been having issues the last couple days. The stream likely not going to be great as we try to figure out what's going on. We're getting ready to go green. Green flag is out, and it looks like boss man himself going to start on the front row with Garrett Kinder on the outside, and 90 laps here at Talladega here in the Apex E Series Showdown, and green flag is out. 90 laps here tonight. We'll take a look at your race analysis stage break at lap 20, so we'll try to keep up with that as we go. These points are going to be really important. Only 9 drivers here tonight, and quite a few playoff drivers not even here. So a lot of opportunities for folks to make up some ground, and a lot of opportunities for guys to get a win, maybe their first win on the season. So, and like I said, I know that the stream will not be clear. I am well aware. We're just going to deal with it the best we can, try to figure out what's going on. Last couple of nights have been pretty bad, so we'll do the best we can. Well, this is the start of round number 2 of this run of the playoffs. So the top 8 are now, we've cut down to the final 8. And those who made it to the next round automatically was Jonathan Cofield, Tracy Pass, and Aaron Adcock. They both got, all 3 of those got wins, moved them on to the next round. But now we're all reset, and we're starting back over. And so Cofield, Tracy Passons, maybe championship favorites. Not going to be here tonight. It's going to be a good opportunity for some folks to try to take control of this championship hunt and get them through this next round. We just only have 4 races left to go, so this is a great night to move yourself into the next round, and the next round being the top 4. So whoever wins tonight, if you're a non-playoff driver, it's a great win. If you're a playoff driver, it is really awesome because you're going to be racing for a championship. So far, everything's kind of quiet. You can see both lanes moving back and forth. Top lane will get the run down the straightaways, and the inside line will kind of gain in the middle of the corners. You'll see the 17 kind of surge ahead here. And you can see that Tide ride in that number 3. He said he had something special for tonight. It looks like he decided to put one of my favorite schemes on there. The Tide scheme in the truck, one of the better ones out there. So going to be looking good here tonight. But that top line now got a big surge ahead up on the top side. You've got Chuck Phelps and Garrett Kinder, and they abandoned the guys up top, Daniel Cunningham and Josh Lokovitz, and jump down to the bottom. And, oh, Chuck gets a little bit out of the groove there, and now Garrett Kinder going to go up and block the top line. Actually kind of throws Cunningham for a loop and checks up. So here early, guys making wild moves trying to control this race. Garrett Kinder going to continue to lead with Chuck Phelps now down on the bottom, leading that bottom row. And you can see the playoff drivers by their purple banners and spoilers. That lets you know who is in the playoffs. So right now, pretty much everybody is in the playoffs outside of Josh Lokovitz, Alan Smith, and Matt Rogers. They're in the back. So a lot of opportunity for folks. A win here could make a difference because the next couple weeks. Homestead, Martinsville. Homestead should be a pretty fun track. Martinsville could be a tough one, so we'll see how that all plays out. Right now, not much to talk about, just trying to keep everything in order and not have any issues. You don't want to wreck your truck, have to use a fast repair here. Early as here comes Daniel Cunningham looking up to the inside, going to leave Garrett Kinder out by himself. Cunningham probably saying, hey, you left me all by myself. And jump down to that bottom line. Now we're going to leave you hanging out to dry. But the 84 Charles Stevens now going to jump up on his back bumper and push that middle lane forward as the top line just kind of falls apart there. But Lokovitz all over the back bumper of Cunningham. All right, I think we've kind of got it all settled down. I don't know what the quality is going to look like. The quality is going to likely be pretty terrible, but we're just going to do what we got just to get this done. Like I said, I do apologize. We'll do the best that we can. It probably is not going to look great. Right now, we're 4 wide for the lead. You see Garrett Kinder there in the middle as they're, oh man, leaning on each other as Alan Nash kind of trying to keep up with Chuck Phelps, but not able to do that as, oh man, this is going to be sure enough a wreck. They're banging doors. They're halfway. There it is. There's a big wreck. Oh, and Charles Stevens goes around. He's flipping in the air, and everybody involved in this one other than Chuck. What a time to show up for the dang race. Is right then and there is, man, that was brewing and just waiting to happen. You kind of wonder what in the world they were thinking there, because that was totally unnecessary, especially right at halfway to have that type of incident. But we kind of saw it playing out. Let's go back here and look at it on the replay if we can. You can see, I mean, Alan Nash in the middle there. And yeah, they're just so focused on the truck beside them. Or in front of them, and look at Charles Stevens flipping over on his roof. Go back a little bit further. You can kind of see it playing out. Well, actually, let's do a little blimp camera and get a good view of it. But yeah, just crazy here. It's just so unnecessary. But these guys wanting to race. There's the 4 wide that happened. You can see Alan Nash pushing. And right here, I think it's just going to close up. I mean, Lokovitz comes all the way down the track and squeezes into Alan Nash and just keeps squeezing right here. Yeah, I mean, they're just banging into each other, and then Alan Nash just kind of moves up a little bit and then makes contact with Charles Stevens and goes around. So... Wow. Unbelievable. That wreck right there. Just not necessary. But fast repairs are available, so folks will be able to come in and get those fast repairs and get back up there. The pit stop's wide open as you see a lot of damage. Alan Nash looks like he has already used his fast repair, so he is going to be in big trouble. You see the front end off of that machine. And multiple other drivers. Looks like Josh Lokovitz has already used his as well. Some damage to that 79. Those two are the only ones that have already used their fast repair. And then you got some other folks like Charles Stevens sitting in pit road trying to get that damage fixed, try to save those if you can. So I'm sure some folks would love to have some fast repairs back here, but unfortunately not going to be able to get some of these trucks. I mean, Alan Nash is in big trouble. I don't think he's going to get that thing back out there, and if he does, I'm not really sure how amazing it's going to be. But Austin out on the speedway, still just over halfway. Long way to go in this race. looks like Cunningham decided to use his fast repair. So he will burn that thing here on lap 50. 40 laps to go in this race. Still a long way to go. And now looks like down to 8 drivers with Alan Nash being out of this thing. I mean, with the missing drivers, the good news for Alan Nash, I mean, we're missing Jonathan Cofield and others. So, you know, not the worst thing to have a bad race here tonight with everybody out. Tracy Passons, Jonathan Cofield. So Alan Nash will still be at a pretty good spot. And with only 9 drivers in the field, not going to lose that many points. He'll still have an opportunity to move on to the next round. Green flag back out is, man, it looked like they were single file there on that restart. That was weird. But back under green, and Matt Rogers out front. And you see immediately they are going to leave him out to drive with Garrett Kinder on the outside. And Cunningham up there on the top line, just Alan Smith and Matt Rogers at the moment. And Charles Stevens, you can see he's having some sort of issues, wondering about that damage. And it is definitely a problem as he almost immediately loses the draft, and he's going to really struggle here to keep up. But, I mean, at the rate these guys are racing, I mean, going 4 wide at one point. I think it's possible we have another wreck. All right, well, I think I've done the best that I can to get a halfway decent stream. Hopefully it's not too terrible. And actually looks pretty good, so hey, you know what? We'll take it. It's not great. It's definitely not where it needs to be. I mean, we're having prostate problems with this flow. It's not very high flow, but we're able to at least get it workable. So give you at least the second half of the race. We'll do the best that we can. Right now, everybody single file. You know, that wreck kind of neutered any potential green flag stops. So everybody comes down pit road. So now we'll have to go the distance. I think we'll have one pit stop. I'm pretty sure they have 75% fuel here tonight, and we'll see if that one pit stop should be at some point right in the middle, I would imagine, because they could probably go around 30-ish, 28 to 30 laps, I would guess. So they'll have to pit one time, and then we'll see who can do that the best. I mean, the way they were racing there before, I don't know. Maybe there'll not be a green flag pit stop. I would imagine with 9 drivers, there would be some green flag stops, but so far it hasn't been the case. So we'll see if I have we don't have the caution count. It's been 3 or 4 cautions so far with the stage break, but Chuck Phelps has led a ton of laps here tonight. He has been constantly putting himself up front. He led 14 laps at least. We don't have all the data, but it's definitely he's had that 75 machine up front all night long. So I know Chuck would love to get a win here tonight. We'll see if he can hold it off and get it done. It's easy to lead lap 53 at a plate race. It's harder to lead lap 90. I want to thank Apex Sim Racing Custom Gear for their sponsorship of this series. Man, Jimmy's been such a great sponsor, for season 5, which could be the final season on Thursday nights in the trucks. We're moving to Sunday in January at the first of the year, and Sunday in the next gen car. So really cool developments going on in Apex. We'll see kind of reinvigorate the there's a lot of truck leagues out there, next gen leagues, not so many, and with it being the main cup car, I think a lot of people are starting to get used to it. They like to race it a little bit, so I think it'll be fun. I think with the doors closing over at Sunoco, that's sort of what happens when those type of things happen. Everything kind of splinters out. People try to find other places to race. Up front, man, I'll tell you, Chuck Phelps, Josh Lokovitz pulling away from the field as it looks like guys are saving fuel. Chuck Phelps, Josh Lokovitz going as hard as they possibly can, but you can see the separation. And at the line, Chuck Phelps is running a 51.9, and now Aaron picked it up that last lap, but about 0.4 of a second slower the lap before. So, you know, maybe possible these guys are trying to save a little bit of fuel, find themselves in a good spot for the end of this thing. But definitely some stuff going on here. We'll see how that's all going to play out. Alan Smith doing a little bit of weave in back here on the straightaway. Got that tide ride, though, looking good. I like it. Yeah, I might have to give you half off your ticket back for sure. We're trying to figure this out. Normally we have a little bit better looking stream, but honestly, it just doesn't look too bad. We'll go back and watch it once this thing's over with. But there's obviously some sort of major issue either on AT&T's end, which is not a good idea, not good for me because AT&T currently on strike. So hopefully that's not going to be something that continues, but you know, with all the workers on strike, there may not be anybody to fix this stuff. So hopefully they'll get that resolved soon, and if it is an issue, we can get it fixed. But we're running on, I mean, just bare bones at the moment. We had a major stuttering mess here early on, and trying to get that resolved. I mean, the game is fine. I don't have any kind of quality issues in the game. It's just sending the stream to YouTube, just not doing well at all. So we've been able to stop the drop frames, but just not able to upload to that. So it must be something outside of my area. I've already rebooted the modem, done all the normal troubleshooting stuff, trying to get it back to working order. Not quite able to do it just at the moment. So glad that it still looks smooth. Chuck Phelps still out front. You see Matt Rogers, Alan Smith up here in the top line trying to make something happen. You know, people maybe saving a little bit of fuel, but you see it didn't really take long. Lokovitz being very aggressive up here, and now you see Alan Smith doing the exact same thing, trying to push Matt Rogers up to the front. So, guys, really, it's a testing phase. There's 90 laps here with just 9 cars is a long, long time. And now, I mean, there's only 7 really that are still in this thing. So, might as well get up there, try to make something happen, see how it goes. Maybe you can try to, you know, get somebody that you can work good with, find that buddy for the end of the race, and it's a good time to try things. You can see Alan Smith, Matt Rogers getting a big run down the straightaway here, and Alan really pushing on the bumper, and Lokovitz now going to lock bumpers with Chuck Phelps, continue to try to push him out front as the 3 and the 96 sort of break away here on the top line. You can see they lose their momentum almost immediately. Just important that your trucks stay tight here, but they get hot. They're just not able to push forever, so you have to time it out. You definitely don't want to cook the engine, have the water temp be up really, really high as you get down to the end. Normally, with about 10 laps to go, you really, maybe even 20 laps to go, but definitely 10, you want to be kind of backed off a little bit, get down to about 4 laps. You're testing it right now. See how many laps can you push before it starts to overheat. Those are all really important things to do here early in the race. That way, when you get down to the end, you know how many laps you need to be able to push before that motor gives out. definitely don't want to be burning it hot, and then have an opportunity to maybe win and blow a motor right as you come to the start-finish line. So. Chuck Felt's still out front. Alan Smith, Matt Rogers trying to do something here, but just not enough trucks up in that outside line. The truck's getting a little bit hot, having to back off a little bit. They're going to try again here. They got a nice little run here. We'll see if they can get clear and get up to that lead. See, Alan Smith's going to come off the back bumper, but Matt Rogers is clear. Will he abandon his teammate that pushed him up there? A lot of times you'll see the guy just drop down to the bottom. He actually doesn't. And so he'll fall back to the 3's back bumper. Well, now under 30 laps to go. Chuck Felt still leading this bottom line. Nobody really moving out of line. You can see Matt Rogers, Alan Smith's continuing to try to make that work on the outside, but just not able to do it at the moment. Needs more numbers because as soon as they get up there, Lokovic starts pushing on the back of the 75 and just kind of stalls that run on the outside pretty quickly. He can just wait. Let the truck cool down as they start to get some momentum on the outside. He can lay on the 75's bumper as to get close, and he knows he can outpush them because they'll have to back off before he will. So right now it's going to be real tough for Rogers and Smith to make it up to the front. They're really going to need some extra drivers, but looks like they've kind of accepted their fate and said, let's just go to the back, get back here, and ride like these other guys. So we're going to be clicking off laps here. We saw that crazy 4-wide, 3-wide racing earlier, and that really kind of calmed everybody down as everybody kind of locked to that yellow line. And yeah, I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. Single file, saving a little bit of fuel, whatever you can do. I mean, the more you can save fuel here, the less time you're going to spend on pit road. You know, at Talladega, you're not going to take tires. So that makes perfect sense. See, Charles Stevens there. He's going to go a lap down after that contact and flipping over on his hood. I mean, just a nasty wreck. And but he's got enough damage that he has got big problems. He still has a fast repair, but elected not to use it, and now he's paying sort of the price for it. But he will have the lucky dog, so if caution does come out, he'll be okay. You know, you just really don't want to go down 2 laps because you'll have to have 2 cautions to do that. So, but right now, I think if you're in this pack right here, just saving fuel. I mean, obviously, Lokovic and Chuck not really saving that much fuel, but if I'm Aaron Adcock, if I'm Garrett Kinder, those guys, I'm just riding 80% throttle, you know, trying to just stay in the draft and not kind of, I don't want to put the brakes on, but just kind of ride here, save as much fuel as you can. That means you can go another couple laps longer than the guys who are pushing hard. When you come down pit road, you'll be able to take less fuel to make it to the end. So right now, it's all about just managing this race, trying to save as much fuel as you can. Just like in real life, fuel saving is a big part of it. And so right now, it's all single file, just trying to get to the finish. And as soon as I say that, here goes Aaron Adcock kind of poking his nose out there, but nobody wants to go with him at the moment. Still getting big pushes here from Lokovitz. Chuck Phelps just trying to maintain this lead, staying out front, leading some laps, and that's what you want to do. It's always good to be out front, lead some laps, but I know he is hoping to lead the final lap, and now it's starting to get down to time where you're feeling the end of the race. Pit stops likely coming, relatively soon, I would imagine, in the next 5 to 10 laps for sure. So we'll see who decides to come in and win. I mean, there's got to be some conversation here with only 9 drivers. Well, there's 8 drivers in this little lead draft, and Charles Stevens is about to lose it again with that damage. So 7 drivers really in the lead draft. You really can't afford to try any kind of crazy strategies. You really want to pit with some other folks, at least 3 folks, or at least another driver. So you don't want to get caught by yourself. So if you got a team and you're working together, obviously you want to come down as a group. If you don't have a team, you really kind of are in a bad spot. I mean, Cunningham doesn't have any Bandits teammates here tonight, and so I don't know if he'll be able to really do any kind of strategy. I think he's just got to wait for those guys to decide to come down pit road, and he's just going to have to join them and stay hooked up with them. That way he doesn't end up by himself. So if you got a team, you want to work together. If you're not, you just kind of have to do what everybody else does and make sure you're in that lead draft when everything cycles back out. So expecting pit road to come alive here in the next, like I said, 5 to 10 laps. Comes out, and whoever's got the lead probably be a sitting duck for the end of the race. But here we go, pit road getting wide open as they all peel off. Is Aaron Adcock. He is going to blow this entry, no doubt about it. There is no way he got down to pit road speed. Chuck Phelps, notorious for kind of taking a little bit too easy on a pit road entry. We'll see if Aaron was able to avoid that penalty, but they come in there wide open. And we'll see if we get a penalty, but man, watch this. This is crazy. Crazy pit road entry. You're going to see Chuck start to check up, and I think Aaron, I don't know if he was trying to do this or if it's just the way things worked. You see Chuck, I mean, just really puts the parachute out in the 17. I don't know. I think he has to have been speeding. I mean, he's so much faster than everybody else. And, yeah, he definitely is. So, I mean, Aaron Adcock down on pit road, serving a 44-second penalty. 40-second penalty for that, so he will be in big trouble. Going to need a caution to get back in this thing. But now Matt Rogers, after that stop, saved enough fuel, and he is now in the lead up here with Daniel Cunningham right behind him. And these guys not wasting any time. Lokovitz and Charles Stevens now are going to go up to the top side. Charles Stevens is now on the lead lap, as now he is on the tail end. So Lokovitz is in the lead while pushing his teammate. They're going to go down right in front of these guys. And so now Lokovitz has got this weird opportunity to push his teammate and win the race. So after pit stops, these guys did a great job. And now they come out with a big lead. Aaron Adcock now multiple seconds down by himself. He's in danger of going a lap down very soon. And he'll have to hope for the lucky dog. Right now, Alan Smith and Chuck Phelps now working together to try to catch back up to this pack. They would love to see them run side by side a little bit more, but they all are kind of getting single file, but they have them now. Alan Smith now has the draft. Look how quickly he's getting up there. Matt Rogers sees his teammate going, and Alan says, I'll go with you. Drives up to the back bumper, and now we've got 2 lanes starting to form here with just under 20 laps to go. It's going to get exciting. Chuck Phelps loses the back end just a little bit. Trying to get caught back up, and that top line's going to need Chuck to be able to really do anything up here at the front. But it looks like Garrett Kinder might have made a mistake of taking too long on pit road. Maybe took 2 tires or something. I'm not quite sure, but he did not have a great stop either. So, I mean, it's really just a 5-truck race at the moment. Garrett Kinder now 12 seconds back now after something went really wrong on his pit stop. He was in his box for 11.7 seconds versus Matt Rogers 7.7, Josh Lokovitz 9.8. So something didn't go great for Garrett Kinder. But up front, it is wide open. See Alan Smith, dadgum, 3 wide as they put Aaron Adcock a lap down. So Aaron's going to have to get up there and race. He can't just hang out the back because Charles Stevens currently has the lucky dog spot. Now, when he goes around Matt Rogers here, he will now be back on the lead lap, and Aaron Adcock will be in the lucky dog spot. So it's an odd situation where if the caution comes out right here, Aaron's going to get the lucky dog, and Charles Stevens will also go back around and get back on the lap. But if Charles Stevens is behind this group, then he'll be the lucky dog. So Aaron's going to have to get up here and be aggressive, push his teammate, and hope that he can stay in front of Charles Stevens Jr. just in case that caution does come out. That lucky dog will be very important. Well, I can see that tide rod. Every time the trucks come by, I got my eyeball on that thing, I tell you. Good looking paint scheme. Side by side, Chuck Phelps with a big po-man push from the 17. Got a little bit loose there on entry, had to check up just a tad. But they're going to get this run going here down the front straightaway. And we'll see if Chuck Phelps can get back up front where he's been all night long. He's been getting pushed really well. He's been leading lines, doing a great job. And I think Josh Lokovitz, one of the best pushers that we've seen here tonight. And here we go, Chuck Phelps with a big push from the 17. The bottom lane comes unglued just a little bit. That's allowing that top line to get the run. They'll get a massive push down through here as the 17 gets right to the back bumper. The 79 to the 84's back bumper. They start pushing. Gonna get aggressive here as time starts to run out. We'll see if Pome can get out front. I know what they'd like to do. They'd like to push Chuck and Aaron out front, and then both of them get down to the bottom, but they weren't quite able to get clear. So Chuck not wanting to give up his teammate. They keep pushing as we are now 15 laps to go in this race. And there's a lot going on here. There's 2 lap trucks that are in the mix here who are looking for possibly a caution. And the Po-Man able to complete that. Now they're able to take control of the race down on the bottom. And now Charles Stevens Jr. is in a bad spot. If a caution comes out, he will be stuck a lap down. So it's in Charles Stevens' best interest to get up there and continue to battle. So just an odd scenario here where I think lap trucks are the biggest race that's going on right now, and they're kind of throwing a wrench in this whole deal. But they're going to have to really jostle position because, man, if we get a caution, one of the races is going to get really good, one's going to get really bad. Charles Stevens likely waiting on the 79's truck to cool off just a little bit. 79 was pushing pretty hard for a couple laps. Going to let that thing cool back down, get to the back bumper of the 84, and then I would imagine they're going to make a move. So expect to see that pretty soon. Those guys going to be working together here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we're going to be in trouble here as guys getting up out of the groove. I thought that Aaron was going to end up turning Chuck there, but able to keep it together. But Chuck Phelps now out front. Josh Lokovitz in second, and then 2 lap cars kind of sandwiched in between. Chuck Phelps has yet to have a win. You know, I don't know. I can't remember the last time, if in Apex. We've run a lot of series together. I'm not sure if he's had an Apex win before in the history. But it is possible that I've just not remembered one. As man, he's really getting up out of the groove here. Gonna have to be careful, because if he comes back down like that and Aaron is getting pushed from behind, it could be calamity. So Chuck gonna have to keep it glued. You don't want to be kind of shifting up in the corner. Stay glued to that yellow line. Make it easy. What do you see out of a lot of fellas sometimes is they're watching their mirror, trying to mirror drive to keep the guy behind them, help the guy behind, stay locked to his bumper. But what you need to do as a lead truck is just do, oh my goodness, he's gonna turn him. Oh my gosh. Chuck gonna get turned by Aaron Adcock, teammate. And now Chuck Phelps gonna have some big damage to that machine. That's not what we wanted to see. He does have a faster pair, but gonna have to, as he goes up the track, and man, the force feedback really about ripped his arms off. Let's go back and see what happened there. And we kind of saw what was going on, but Aaron, I don't know if he got a push or whatever. It looked like he was going to the outside and then just comes back down and just hits Chuck. I mean, man, that is bad. Matt Rogers going to get a little extra from that. We'll go back and check this again. Didn't go to the outside and just come right back down and just misjudged it. And, because he started that contact, I think Charles Stevens, well, neither one of them have to get the lucky dog, because I believe they're both now back on the lead lap. Yeah, so they were able to avoid being stuck a lap down, so no lucky dog needed. But man, just a tough deal there for Chuck Phelps. He's got to come down and get that faster pair and get back in it. I mean, he's definitely still got an opportunity here. I mean, with 10 laps to go, there's only 8 drivers in this race. That's plenty to get back up through there. So he goes down, gets that faster pair, get back out there. Chuck Phelps has got plenty of opportunities to get this win. Luckily, still have that faster pair. Lokovitz will assume the lead, still waiting on Chuck to come around and catch the field and then come down pit road. Nobody else. I can't see if anybody's going to decide to go down pit road. I think Alan Smith may. A couple guys with possibly some damage. If they were close on fuel, might as well get a couple more gallons just in case we need to use one of those 2 green-white checkers, which is not surprising if we did. But now Chuck coming down pit road, and that truck does not look like it is handling. It looks like one of the old trucks that you see that right front just almost scraping the ground. But he'll get to come down, get 4 tires, and that faster pair, get that truck all fixed back up. Yeah, what a bummer there. I'm surprised that happened. See Chuck actually struggling to get into pit road. That right front was just dragging. And but a fresh new truck for the 75, and he's going to probably come out of pit road in the top 5. So 75 still has an opportunity. Doesn't have that faster pair, though, so got to have to be careful. Garrett Kinder still has his. Matt Rogers still has his, and so does Aaron Adcock and Alan Smith. So those guys still have an extra life if they need it. But Lokovitz now with the lead. And we'll have probably about 6 or 7 laps to go once the green flag drops. Pace car gets the 1 to green. They're going to get doubled up and get back out there. Alan Smith still has a fast repair, but has elected to go down and just fix damage. Odd to see Charles Stevens also going down and getting some damage fixed along with Matt Rogers. We are getting ready to go green here with going to be 7 laps to go once they take the green flag. Well, here we go. Pace car pulling off. Not much else to say. It is now go time. Is now everybody except for Alan Nash is in the picture. Everybody on the same lap. And we're going to settle it all here in just a few laps. Into the Geico restart zone. Lokovitz has the lead. And Cunningham right behind him. Poman teammates Chuck Feltz and Garrett Kinder lock bumpers almost immediately trying to head back to the front. They break apart going down into turn 1. So Garrett Kinder will drop down, leave Chuck out to dry, but not much you can do there. Now the 13 going to push the 84. He jumps up. He says, I'm ready to go. I want to go fast. He's going to jump up to the outside line. Garrett Kinder going to push him out there. As you see, Matt Rogers in the middle, 3 wide leaning, trying to find a gap. He finds one up on the top line. Moving around, you can feel the nervousness of the race. Is now I'm getting nervous. Everybody making all kinds of wild moves. Now Garrett Kinder gonna get hung out to dry. No, his teammate gonna get behind him and push him. They're 3 wide. Matt Rogers all by himself in the middle. Matt Rogers gonna move up to try to block that 3rd lane. Not quite able to do it, but Chuck just not able to get to the back bumper of the 13 and push. Now the teammates of Matt Rogers and Alan Smith get caught up together, and now they're going to start generating runs. We're going to see some Big pushes towards the front. Still a long way to go. 5-6 laps at Talladega is a long, long time. We still got a little over 7 minutes of racing. Are we going to have a repeat winner? Are we going to see a brand new winner this season? It's all possible right here. Down to the tri-oval. Low Cash Motorsports down on the bottom. Then you got Matt Rogers, Garrett Kinder running nose to tail. Chuck Phelps right behind them, and then Aaron Adcock. That outside line has got some stout guys in it. We'll see if they can get up to the front. Starting to get a big push down the back straightaway. Matt Rogers has got a nose out ahead. We'll see if he can clear Charles Stevens going into 3. Not quite able to do it just yet, but the 13 still leaning on that back bumper as they go through 3 and 4. Still waiting on somebody to take it 3 wide. I would imagine that's coming. If you find a gap here, I mean, just the field's so small, might as well. Oh, there goes 13 to the outside. Maybe feeling like he is not making the progress that he should. Matt Rogers now getting left out to dry. He's going to have to fall back to his teammate here. Al Smith gets to the back bumper. Now going to push the 96. That inside line is moving at the moment. Is now Aaron Adcock looking down to the inside of Chuck Phelps. Now the top line's all broken up. Lokovitz, though, going to jump up to the outside. This is that time I was telling you about. You want to make sure that you don't push the trucks too hard. We've seen Garrett be kind of pushing drivers for the last few laps. You don't want to let that thing get too hot. So going to have to be careful about pushing too long. And when you see a lane just die, you know that's what happened. And now here comes Garrett Kinder. Pushes Lokovitz out to the front. Now he's going to dive down to the bottom and try to take the lead here with just a few laps to go. Charles Stevens gets to the back bumper. Going to give him a shove. A little squirrely there down on the bottom. But Chuck Phelps in that 75, not deterred from that wreck. Pushing Josh Lokovitz. He's going to clear Garrett Kinder. Will he go down or will he stay with Chuck? He's going to stay on the outside line. Chuck, honestly, would love to see the 79 go down to the bottom and give him that the lead of that top line, but it doesn't look like Lokovitz is interested in that at all. He wants to have that lane. Oh, man, Aaron Adcock gets real loose there. Real squirrely on that top line. Now starting to side draft. Lokovitz down on the door of Charles Stevens, trying to get that side draft to kind of propel them down these straightaways. You can see that's what happens, but here comes Chuck Phelps. Going to leave Lokovitz out to dry. Middle lane, going to get clogged up here as Matt Rogers, though, is going to get to the back bumper. Now it's between these Poban Motorsports. Oh, they're going to get broken up. Oh, this is bad for them as Aaron Adcock not able to stay locked on the bumper of Chuck Phelps, and that's going to really shift everything around. They're going to fall to the back of the pack, but here comes Charles Stevens to the outside trying to take the lead. 2 laps to go in here at Talladega. Who's going to win this thing? Charles Stevens has a 2-truck advantage. Who's going to make the move? Being out front on the white flag lap's usually pretty bad. Here comes Lokovitz looking down to the inside. Now he's got to run. Big run through the middle of the field. Oh, they're bang doors as Charles Stevens comes down to block Chuck Phelps as he had a big run from the 17. Lokovitz with the lead. Coming down through the tri-oval. Going to be 1 more lap to go. White flag is out here at Talladega. Who is going to take the victory? Is it going to be Lokovitz? Is it going to be somebody else? What's going to happen? Big push from Garrett Kinder, but here comes a big push from Chuck Phelps. Not quite able to do it just yet. Going to keep pushing. Low Cash has control of both lanes. Who's going to make the move at some point? You got to make it. Oh, there it goes. Garrett Kinder goes down to the inside line. Now that inside line is broken up. Chuck Phelps in the catbird seat. Going to look up to the outside. There he goes. Going to get pushed by his teammate. Charles Stevens now in a bad spot as they're wiggling all over the place. It doesn't matter. We're going to the checkered flag. No caution is going to come out through the trioval. Big push. Chuck Phelps is going to come on. Why would you go low? No, don't do that. He pushes him, and they're going to make contact. And right at the start-finish line, Aaron Adcock takes the victory there, and he will take the win. Wow. Chuck Phelps will come home in third place. Truck still tore up, but man, what a wild last lap. Let's go back and watch that again. You can see Chuck now going to the outside, has his teammate helping him. He's got the 17 right behind him, and you're going to see he's going to make a fatal mistake right here. Got his teammate, he goes down to the bottom. Teammate cannot do anything about it. And then Matt Rogers goes to the infield. And yeah, this right here. Watch it again. We'll watch it from the blimp cam. We knew those Po-Man guys were going to make a move at some point, and they decided to make it right after this one. Down the back straightaway, you can see where Lokovitz loses the draft a little bit. And then Chuck Phelps says it's time to go. White flag leaves Charles Stevens out to dry. Man, he's got it right here. He's got it. He's got his teammate right behind him. And then the fatal move right here, which is, I don't know if he got loose or what happened, just comes down, leaves his teammate to go to the outside. And man, that was all she wrote. Drag race to the end of the start-finish line. And man, real close there between those three drivers. That was insane. Watch it again from a different angle. See Chuck go down to the bottom. The 17 trying to block. There goes the Calamity. You can see Daniel Cunningham almost won that race, as he got a really nice run. Let's go on board with him. He was kind of watching. Look how close that was. What an incredible finish. But Aaron Adcock's going to take the win, and we're going to talk to him all right here and see what they thought about the race. But, man, what an incredible race. Sorry again about the broadcast, but, hey, we got the most important part, which is the finish, and what a great finish that was. So let's talk to your winner, Aaron Adcock, and see what he thought about that thing, and we'll see what he thinks. Aaron, this Eddie in the booth got a copy. Oh, hang on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Been dealing with issues all night long. Gonna have one in the interview. Hey, here we are. Hey, you got a copy?
I got you.
All right, man. Congratulations on a win. I mean, gosh, you come down on a pit stop, green flag, and boy, I'm talking about you. I mean, there was fire. You were like Roadrunner when he flies away. There was smoke up under his feet, and that's the way it looked when you drove down into pit road. Just completely blew the entry. Had that speeding penalty. At that point, were you worried about your chances of getting the win?
Yeah, I was, but at that point, I knew the lead pack was going to catch me, and my focus was to help one of my teammates, my Po-Man guys tonight, either me, Kinder, or Chuck, to get the win. And then riding around, just pushing Chuck, trying to keep him out front, trying to stay in front of Charlie in case a caution did come out, try to get the lucky dog. And I sat up in my seat, and my steering wheel pulled up, and I got outside of Chuck just a little bit, and I lifted. And when I come back down, I wasn't quite clear of him. And man, my stomach done 400 flips. And because at that point I was worried about my life, and and Chuck putting a hit on me. And then after that, when I found out he had a fast repair, I pulled him into a separate channel. I told him, I said, man, you're winning this race. I'm pushing you to the win. Whatever it takes. Man, I'm not mad. I said, I'm just telling you, I'm pushing you to the win no matter what it takes. And we had it. We had it. And then Chuck disappeared, and I just stayed in the gas coming to the line. So it's been a wild night.
Yeah, well, you're able to get that win. Now you're racing in the Final Four. How about that? So you come into Talladega, you're in a pretty good spot, and man, to get that win, now you're racing for the Final Four. So congratulations on that win, man. That's awesome. That was a wild and crazy race for only having 9 drivers. Mine, it sure had a lot to talk about. So congratulations on that great win. Who you got to thank here tonight?
Yeah, just like I said last week, all the guys at Poman, we finally got our stuff figured out this season, and just had to wait until the playoffs started good and got some speed in the trucks. So all the guys at the shop, all my teammates, Apex Sim Racing, American Grid Apparel Company, all our sponsors here, Chuck Pegleg Phelps, Poman Motorsports, Low Cash Motorsports, everybody that shows up week in and week out. I can't thank them enough. V Speed for everything you do in the booth. I know you had some technical difficulties tonight, but it's still even a race with technical difficulties. I know it still put on a good show. So appreciate all our fans and everybody watching. And yeah, I can load the truck up. We're headed to Phoenix, baby.
There we go. There you have it. Aaron Adcock, your winner here at Talladega. Wild and crazy finish, able to get it done. And then also, I mean, golly, all these drivers are going to be insane to talk to because Daniel Cunningham, you're kind of out there by yourself tonight. No teammates to work with. I mean, the worst place to have no teammates show up at Talladega. And so you're out there in that '08 machine just trying to make it to the end, first off. And, kind of a long race. I mean, half a cup distance. I don't know who's making this schedule, but crazy to put 90 laps out there. But able to hang on to it, and then there at the end, man. I mean, no help, no teammates. You didn't need it though, because everything the seas kind of parted, and there right at the start finish line, almost had the win. 0.045 seconds. Talk about your race tonight, man.
Yeah, I kind of knew there at the end. I'm like, I got to try to find a dance partner here. I'm like the fat kid at prom, just sitting on the sidelines. Everybody else has got somebody, which that's kind of fitting for me anyway, being the fat kid at prom. But yeah, I'm gonna have to find out from the team where the help was at tonight. That would have been nice that last lap. But yeah, the Po-Man guys were nice enough to let me hang out with them, so I at least had somebody to BS with during the race. But yeah, that was a long one. I'm sure it was a long one to call. We got with some of the fuel saving stuff there. At least I know we had the issues there at the beginning with the connections, but hopefully you got to see some of the first stage and everything where we were trying to make things interesting and just kind of throwing them up on the dash a little bit there. But yeah, good night. I mean, probably about the best I could hope for with not having any official teammates out there and ending up in second.
Yeah, for sure. Well, second place finish, that's a good way to move into this round of the playoffs. You got Homestead and Martinsville. So that's a good finish to kind of set yourself up for the next couple of rounds. So congratulations on second place finish, man. Who you got to thank?
Yeah, appreciate you doing the broadcast, Eddie. I appreciate the guys over at Po-Man for letting me hang out in the chat and being unofficial teammates since I guess I got released by Bandits for this race. And thanks to all our league sponsors, Aaron and all the admins putting all the work in. Appreciate everybody that making the wheels turn on it.
All right, well, there you have it. Second place finisher, Daniel Cunningham, as he'll get ready to talk to you third place. And, man, I thought he had the win, but, man, just so many ups and downs in this race for you, Chuck. You led a lot of laps. I think you led the most laps, 39 laps here tonight. That 75 truck was super fast. And then there in the middle part of that race, you were trying to work with your teammate there. He said he'd come up out of his chair and right hooks you into the wall. And at that moment, were you worried about your chances to try to have a win?
I was at that point. I had a fast repair, so I wasn't worried about the damage. I was a little worried about maybe getting a lap because it was all I could do to get back to pit road steering wise. Once I got to pit road, but then it's Dega, And like, well, even with the small field, it's like it's so tough to pass. And I worked myself up there. I wasn't worried at that point. And then when I got the lead at the end, good thing I didn't. I almost did the fist pump because I thought I was going to get a win, but it was for naught. So here's what it is.
Yeah. Well, there at the end, I mean, just talk to me about that move. You had your teammate behind you. You came down right in the trial. Do you regret that move at all? What were you thinking in that moment to try to nail that win?
No, I really don't. On that last lap, the back stretch, I kind of forced it 3 wide. And there was a door banger, but it's like it's go time. And Aaron glued to my bumper. It came off. I was thinking about staying high, but I just felt the momentum we had with Aaron being on my bumper. I thought I had the momentum, so I went ahead to try and protect that bottom. Uh, and I thought we had the momentum to what 200 yards from the line or whatever. And I really don't even know what happened. I know I got hit from somebody. I got spun, and I'm not talking crap either. It's Dega racing. So I want to clarify. I'm not talking trash or anything, but I got hit from somebody. I haven't even looked at the replay yet, and I didn't make it. So here's what it is. I just so close to maybe locking myself into the Final Four in this wonderful league, and I've never made the Final Four. I've advanced, but I've never made the Final Four, and I would love to just be in the equation someday. And this was kind of my one shot to do it. But here's what it is. I'm not butthurt. I'm disappointed, but I'm not butthurt or mad at anybody.
Yeah. Well, you had a great race, and you definitely showed you have the ability to get those wins. And yeah, I mean, it's Talladega. I mean, you're gonna have it's gonna be tough when you got nine guys all fighting for the same spot. It's gonna be tough. So, but you had a great race, led a lot of laps. That shows a lot about your talent and ability. So, congratulations on a third place finish. Who you have to thank here tonight?
First and foremost, as always, Eddie, I appreciate everything you do on the broadcast side of the house. So you and everybody involved with B Speed, much respect to you guys. So that's first and foremost. Of course, Jimmy at Apex, who puts his name on this league. And unfortunately, because I'm not in the broadcast booth very often, I don't have games in front of me, but everybody that has given money or sponsored this league, I appreciate. And of course, Aaron, who is the owner of the league, and all my Pullman teammates and affiliates. Respect to all those guys. And one more time, everything that you do on B Speed and what you've done for this league yourself as far as broadcasting, Eddie.
Well, we appreciate that. There you have it. Chuck Phelps, third place here tonight. And boy, this is probably one that he wants to forget. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's one that I want to forget too. Great race all around. But the stream issues just bugged the mess out of me. So, Apex puts on a good show no matter how many folks show up. So, appreciate those guys putting on a great show. Hopefully, the next couple weeks we won't have these problems, but it's part of it. It's part of it. You're gonna have issues. We'll continue to work through them and get them fixed. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Want to thank Apex Sim Racing Custom Gear, ApexSimRacing.com, and we move on to the next round as Aaron Adcock locks himself into the round of 4. He'll be fighting for a championship at Phoenix in just 3 or 4 weeks. So, gonna be a good one. We're gonna get out of here. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good one.